Would like to call to order the Monday, August 31st business meeting for the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. We do have a quorum with all three of us being present. Flag salute. Commissioner Stamper, would you like to lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the August 24th, 2015 BOCC minutes.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of August 24th, 2015. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. And we have no public comment.
Madam Chair, I move to approve a proclamation.
Second.
I second.
Commissioner Stamper, would you like to read the proclamation for us?
Okay. Before the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, proclamation proclaiming the month of September as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in Lewis County. Whereas September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in men, recognizing that while all men are at risk for prostate cancer, African American, Hispanic men have the highest incidence and mortality of prostate cancer in the world. And whereas there will be an estimated 233,000 new cases of prostate cancer nationally in the year 2015, and there will be over 29,000 deaths from prostate cancer in the same year. About 1 man in 7 will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime, according to the American Cancer Society. And whereas there will be 5,380 new cases of prostate cancer diagnosed last year, and estimated 730 deaths from prostate cancer in Washington State. And whereas the Washington State Prostate Cancer Coalition, along with us too, Southwest Washington Prostate Cancer Support Group, support with programs and materials through their respective organization. It is encouraged that all men have an informed discussion with their health care provider about prostate cancer by age 50 and by age 45 if they have a family history of the cancer. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Lewis County Commissioners do hereby proclaim the month of September as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in Lewis County. We ask the community members to recognize the seriousness of prostate cancer. If caught at an early age, it is perfectly curable. Done in open session this 31st day of August 2015.
Arnie, would you like to say something?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Arnie Gunther. I'm the, I guess, the leader of the local prostate cancer support group, the US2 Southwest Washington Prostate Cancer Support Group. So I want to thank you for bringing public awareness to the issue of prostate cancer. And I also want to make you aware of a free to the public event that Centralia Rotary and the Providence Regional Cancer System is having for the 3rd year. This will be on October 1. It'll be at the Great Wolf Lodge. It's an event on prostate cancer education and also gynecological cancer education. Plus, Providence has purchased a Da Vinci robotic surgery system.
A what?
A Da Vinci robotic surgery system. So that will be there and be demonstrated. So it's a free to the public event. You will all receive that at home, actually, in the Providence newsletter that's coming out. So I just want to make you aware of that also. So thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Arnie, Rotary has the hand signal for polio.
Yes.
You know, everybody goes like that. Do you have some kind of little hand signal for a prostate?
Well, there's the pin, that's the ribbon, that's generally, but I do not have any of those with me, no, but we will have some at the event. So the color is blue, light blue.
And Arnie, will that be all afternoon or in the evening?
It's an evening event. It'll start about 6 o'clock and probably last until 8-ish or so. There will be some light hors d'oeuvres served, so people will have something to eat while they're listening. Okay, so please come.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. I'll receive the proclamation in the mail or via email would be good.
Yes.
Carrie? Okay.
If you want to, just after this meeting, we'll all sign it and give you an original.
If you could just email that to me, that would be great.
Okay.
That'll work. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Arnie. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation proclaiming September as Prostate Cancer Month. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the notice agenda, items 2, 3, and 4, resolution number 15245 through 15247.
Second.
Mr. Elsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to items 2, 3, and 4 on your notice agenda. Item number 2 is a call for bids for the lease or purchase of a new or used temporary modular structure. The bids are due to the Clerk of the Board by 11 a.m. Tuesday, September 15th, 2015, and this is resolution number 15-245. This structure will allow us to place 4 additional offices over adjacent to the Public Works building at this time. We need this due to a couple of things. First of all, we added the Environmental Division to the Public Works Department, which you're aware of, and now we'll be hiring a electronic records manager soon. So we're just out of office space over there. This would be a temporary office structure. There won't be water or sewer to it. There will be electricity and internet. And so these bids are due on September 15th, 2015.
Questions?
Item number 3 on your notice agenda is resolution number 15-246. This is accepting a bid on tax title properties located off Church Street in Winlock, Washington. And again, this is resolution number 15-246. These parcels are both located off Church Street in Winlock, and they were offered for sale at auction by the treasurer due to tax delinquencies. Properties did not sell at the tax sale and were then deeded to the Board of County Commissioners. RCW 3635-150 allows for properties to be disposed of by private negotiation, provided that the final sale price is no less than the principal amount of unpaid taxes. The county has actually received 2 offers for these properties, one for $4,224.63 and one for $4,400. Neither one of these are less than the tax delinquencies plus the treasurer's fees. This resolution would accept the bid amount of $4,400 subject to conditions of Lewis County Code 3.30.390, which requires that the proposed sale be noticed in a legal newspaper of general circulation at least once a week for 2 consecutive weeks. This will allow for more favorable offers to come into the county, and the county will accept the offer that is most favorable to the county.
Questions?
Notice agenda item number 4 is a notice of hearing regarding a franchise to Skate Creek Community Club Incorporated to construct, operate, and maintain water system facilities on county roads within Skate Creek Terrace Addition in Packwood, Washington. This is resolution number 15-247. This franchise is a long-standing franchise that came due about 5 years ago, but you're aware that we only extend franchises for 5 years at this point. This hearing on October 5th, 2015 would extend the franchise for the Skate Creek Community Club for another 5 years. And it's a non-exclusive easement, of course.
Okay. Questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. It's been moved and seconded to approve the notice agenda items 2 through 4, resolution number 15-245 through 247. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda, items 5 through 14, resolution number 15-248 through 15-257.
I second.
right.
Good morning, Commissioners. Suzette Smith, Financial Services Division of the Auditor's Office, here today to present to you Agenda Item Number 5. It is Resolution Number 15-248. This is the weekly approval of warrants for payments of claims against the various county departments. This past week, we had 227 regular warrants for a total dollar amount of $608,084.17.
Questions? Comments? Thank you. Okay, so next one is 15-249. Commissioner Stamper, are you familiar with this interlocal agreement?
This is the one, I believe, that we have every 5 years. It runs 5 years, and we're just simply renewing this to extend it 5 years.
Okay, thank you. Now, number 7 is appointing 2 members to the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. We call it LTAC. And we are appointing Tom Pugh, who is a provider for LTAC funds, and his organization is the Rainbow Falls Park. And Bonnie Blake, associated, who's we call a user, or folks who have applied for LTAC funds, is with Art Trails. As a background, when we were looking at the dollars that we received for LTAC funding, we found that there's like a third comes from East County, like Packwood and Randall. Then another third comes from the Mossy Rock Morton area, where we have a lot of campgrounds. And then another third is more in the west side of Lewis County. And we have like Lewis and Clark Park and Rainbow Falls Park, Thousand Trails. So we thought we needed to have representation from that area, since a third of the money comes from there. So these folks are being added, and their term will end on December 31st, 2017. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bringing to your attention item number 8, resolution number 15-251, requesting permission to establish a $200 petty cash fund, an additional petty cash fund for our cashiers at the window. This allows us to separate during our busy time 2 cashiers who are currently sharing a cashiering box. Any questions?
And the necessity for that, you did a good job of explaining that during our directors meeting.
Yeah, just the necessity is just so that there's,
Each one has their own.
They each have their own. It's for their own protection, and it's better accounting policy.
Yes. Thank you.
Good for audit purposes.
Good for audit. Thank you. Veteran specialist, is that? Okay.
One more. Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services, and I'm speaking to items 9, 10, and 11. So item number 9, resolution number 15-252. This is to approve an agreement between Lewis County and West Care, Washington. West Care, Washington received a grant to provide veteran services in Lewis County, and since we had a veterans benefit specialist that we contracted with at the time, that provided pretty much the same type of services, we decided to contract together and use that same person for both purposes. This dates back to being effective January of 2015, and it goes through December 31st of 2015. We agreed to pay West Care $8,320 for the year if we use the contract for the entire year. So 2 things. The reason that it is so late is it was delayed with their legal department, and they had some staff changes, and it basically got lost in the system. So we had to play catch up and get this taken care of. The second thing is there is a termination clause within this contract that we can provide, either party can provide 30 days written notice to terminate the agreement. And shortly after you approve this, if you do, we will be submitting that written notice to them, because we have determined that it's better for the county to have a county employee serve as our veterans benefit specialist. West Care will still be around, and they are actually going to be working out of our office, which is what I will be speaking to in the third item I'm talking about. But we will have 2 different people providing those services. Any questions? A little confusing, but
We understand it.
yes. So the next one is resolution number 15-253, and this is approving a contract between Lewis County and Valley View Health Center. So these funds are coming from our sales tax funds, the Chemical Dependency, Mental Health, and Therapeutic Courts sales tax of 0.1%. This is a program that Valley View was able to receive a grant from the John A. Hartford Foundation for 2 years for sure, and they were able to get a 3rd year if they did well. They did so well that they were not only awarded the 3rd year from the Hartford Foundation, but the Hartford Foundation asked them if they would like to expand the program by with an additional $50,000. And so it is a 100% match. So they received for the fiscal year of June 17th, 2015 through June 16th, 2016, they will receive $223,000 from the Hartford Foundation, and we will match that at $223,000 from the sales tax fund. And this is providing mental health counseling services for Lewis County residents.
And this will be the last year of that?
As far as we know, this will be the last year. It is the last year that they were appropriated, that they planned on it, but we don't know what will happen. Maybe the Hartford Foundation will get another one. We'll see.
I really appreciate this grant with the program evaluation piece of that and see how we're doing and how we could improve. So I think it's a really good model.
It's been very good.
And that evaluation is special because it's from an outside third party. The chair of the Department of Psychiatric Health or whatever at UW,
Yes.
actually evaluates this for both us and Hartford.
Yes.
So it's nice to have so many different groups that are involved in this process.
And they did a wonderful job on that evaluation. And then finally, item number 11 is resolution 15-254. So this is going back to what I was speaking about with the Veterans Program. This is approving a lease agreement between Lewis County and Fitz House Enterprises, but Fitz House Enterprises is actually doing this for West Care, Washington. So this is where we are going to lease office space out of the health building to Fitz House or West Care so that they have their home-based navigator person working with the veterans in Lewis County. This person can actually, where this differs from our veterans benefit specialist, is West Care program can actually provide services to veterans from outside of Lewis County as well. They can, if they come here asking for help, they can refer them to services within their own county or the state. And so this lease will continue even if we terminate the agreement for the veterans benefit specialist with West Care. And this agreement is written so that it can be renewed rather than have to come through a resolution process again. Currently, this one says it's through January 2015, again, due to the delay, through December 31st of 2015, and we are renting the space for $128 a month, which equals $1,536 a year. And that revenue will go into Fund 103, which is the Veterans Program.
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you for all your work on helping veterans.
Good morning, Lee Napier, Director of Community Development, speaking on agenda item number 12, Resolution 15255. The resolution before the board is to accept a grant offer to complete design and bidding for various site improvements at the Ed Carlson Memorial, South Lewis County Airport. And we have the opportunity to complete the design and bidding for some improvements out there that include the main parallel taxi, and to replace the vertical approach slope indicator, or VASI, with current standard precision approach path indicator, or PAPI, with financial assistance from Federal Aviation Authority and DOT Aviation Division. Sorry, I couldn't resist. When you've got acronyms like that, you got to share.
Commissioner Schultz, it just says is that, and the next one is nappy.
Nappy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to items 13 and 14 on your consent agenda. Item number 13 is resolution number 15-256. This is the proposed establishment of a new county road off Baker Drive in Mossy Rock, Washington. We have been working with the Goshen family so that they could access property that currently they have to access it going across DNR property. DNR will not provide an easement to a private property, so the county has to hold the easement. This is allowing us to go through and hold the easement and the resolution would declare the intent of the Board of County Commissioners to establish a new county road off of Baker Drive. And this is just facilitating that for the Goshen family.
Okay. Questions?
Tim, that was, did you indicate it was like 150 feet long or somewhere
That's correct.
thereabouts?
It's not very long at all. It's just a small portion that has to go across the DNR property.
Okay. Other further questions? Okay, go forward.
And item number 14 is resolution number 15-257. This is selection of a consultant for the North County Industrial Access Study. As you're aware, the Board of County Commissioners authorized $500,000 to be spent to investigate alternatives for North County industrial access so that we can improve the access for any industrial properties towards North County, which might include development at the industrial park at TransAlta or the Port of Centralia, or even in Centralia itself. We went through a fairly extensive interview process where we brought in, it was quite the collaborative effort. We brought in representatives from the Department of Transportation, from the City of Centralia, from the Chehalis tribes, and we interviewed 3 different consulting firms. Shakar Jewel, or SCJ Alliance, is the one that was chosen basically unanimously by the interview panel. I then went through and did an extensive analysis of their references. They came back with excellent references. I've had a meeting with them since to determine the scope of the work that would be done. We're going to work very, very diligently to ensure that we lay the groundwork very well for whatever comes out in the future. We don't know if it's going to be a new interchange or if it's going to be improvements to existing roads, or if there might be new roadways that would have to be built to improve the access to the industrial properties at North Lewis County. So the biggest thing that we're trying to do with this portion of the contract, which will be amended in the future as we move forward, but the biggest thing we're trying to accomplish is the vision, goals, and purpose. And so there will be a lot of stakeholder interviews that will be conducted by the consultants. And then after the stakeholder interviews, we're going to get back together with the consultants and we're going to, like I say, lay the groundwork really, really well so that as we move forward, if it happens to turn into an IJR, interchange justification report, everyone will be on board before we move forward.
So we've put $500,000 aside for this, and you're using about 138. What's the next step after this?
So the next step after this is to finalize the scope and figure out which direction we're actually going to go. We're going to take into account all of the stakeholder concerns and make sure that whatever solution that we come up with will address those concerns.
And this is a little bit different from previous attempts, because my understanding that Ed Orcutt already has about $50 million sitting aside for whatever the project comes up with?
That's correct. Yes. The legislature approved about $50 million towards whatever solution comes through this process. So this is a very exciting project. This is a project that can help our county in many, many ways, and maybe even change the future of our county as we move forward if we can increase access to industrial properties, which would bring, additional jobs to the county. So a very exciting project for my department, without a doubt.
Now, I was told because we started this process with our own money on our own time, that influenced the legislature to give us the other $50 million because we're moving forward.
I think it's definitely visionary on this board to have set aside those funds.
Yes.
Tim, what's the time period for this phase right here, roughly, as far as the...
This phase is only going to be about 3 or 4 months. And it could extend into next year. But the entire project will take a year and a half to 2 years. And it could extend beyond that, depending on what we find. Of course, we'll be doing investigation. Whatever solution comes up that we come up with, we'll be looking at the environmental concerns, the social concerns, everything that goes forward, not only the engineering concerns. You know, it has been the way that we've gone about this in the past is that you would come up with an engineering solution to a problem. That's no longer the way that you move forward. You have to look at environmental and social concerns as well as you move forward. So in the end, the engineering solution will be a product of this process rather than the other way around.
And I understand that some of the previous studies that have been done, they're all a piece of this. They have access to that. I think there was something done maybe 10 years ago or something like that.
That's correct. There have been a lot of studies that have gone into this. So, and I would say that speaks to the fact that this problem has been recognized for a long time. The last study was done by WashDOT in 2009, and they investigated the feasibility and the necessity for having better access to North County industrial properties. And the solution, they only had about $80,000 to put to it, and the conclusion from their report was that we definitely need a solution as we move into the future.
Yes. Thank you for all your work on this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like, as you say, it could really change our county and its economic development if this gets accomplished.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And like I said, this is an exciting project. Shakar Jewel has a great reputation for bringing innovative solutions to these types of problems. Thank you.
Questions or comments? It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda, items 5 through 14, resolution number 15-248 through 257. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we're moving to a hearing. Would like to call to order a hearing regarding franchise extension to Puget Sound Energy, PSE, for construction, operation, and maintenance of water lines for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project. We will first have a staff report, followed by a question and answer period. We will then close the question and answer period and open the hearing for formal testimony. And 3 minutes will be the public testimony limit, and Carrie will be timing that. Those citizens wishing to testify should sign in on our sign-in sheet now. Okay. So now I'd like to ask for the staff report. Mr. Elsey.
Thank you. And there is a sign-in sheet up on the podium if anyone would like to sign in and speak to this hearing. This resolution would extend a franchise with PSE for water lines for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project and it would be extended through December 31st, 2015. So it's only extended to the end of this year. PSE has applied for a new franchise to replace their existing franchise, which was granted in 1965. Both the county and PSE require additional time beyond the termination date of the 1965 franchise agreement to negotiate the terms of a new franchise. We have met with PSE on several occasions. We do believe that we'll be able to come to a resolution of the terms by December 31st of this year. Regular meetings won't be in place so that we move forward and look at the different problems with the franchise agreement that is currently in place, and we should have an agreement by the end of this year.
Board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Elsey? Okay, we will open the question and answer period for the public to ask questions. Well then, we will close the question and answer period. I don't think we have anybody signed up, do we, Carrie? Okay. Mr. Elsey, would you like your opening comments to be incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'd like to open the hearing for public testimony. And we have no one who's signed up. Is there anybody out there that would like to testify? Oh, Mr. Averill.
Ron Averill, Centralia area. I just wanted to come forward. I felt something needed to be said, and I suppose that Mark Anders decided not to come talk to you because you wouldn't understand his English. But
We did not say that. We know Southern.
this is a real benefit to the county and something that needs to be approved. But I noticed, and I commented to that this original one goes back to 1965, which was the very reason that several years ago we decided that we wanted to close down this thing, to make sure that when we had a franchise come up, that someone would be around that remembered that it was there, because we were finding franchises that were 99 years old and no one was standing around. So, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? I will close the hearing for public testimony.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the franchise extension, resolution number 15258.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the franchise resolution number 15-258. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
With no further business, I move we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.